Well, hello, everybody. Oh my gosh, here we are. It has finally happened. We reached the end of RubyConf of the virtual edition for 2020. What just happened, friends? Oh my gosh, that was 3 fast days if you ask me. Well, first and foremost, I want to thank you all for coming in from around the world. Let's just start there. I mean, there's many of you that's probably like 2 a.m. right now and you're half asleep. So yes, thank you. Sorry, my notes are lost. Sorry, my notes just escaped me. Oh boy. Y'all can jump in. I am. They just abandoned ship on me. There we go.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
We are fancy because who doesn't need an excuse these days to dress up in your fanciest clothes?
Yes, totally. So, yes. So we decided to get super fancy for you today. My apologies. Everything just crashed on me here for a minute. So I've just flabumbled. So my apologies. Yeah, we decided to get fancy. You're right. That is in the notes. Thanks, Allison, for that. Because, you know, we need to end with a bang, right? I wore my fancy tie. I brought my fancy plant. Barrett wore his fancy headphones. Allison put up her fancy background. You know, all the fancy is going on. So, all right. So with that, let's take a look at what we have seen over the course of this conference, because this is pretty impressive, my friends.
Yeah, so thank you everyone so much for really truly engaging with this conference and bringing the magic of the Ruby community to life. We had over 750 people register. The average session attendance was 380. 40 countries represented, so many Slack channels, so many Slack messages, and 51 run, walk, roll, exercise participants. This community is just so incredibly special.
Yes, it is. And as a reminder, RubyConf is organized by Ruby Central. We're a nonprofit dedicated to supporting and advancing the Ruby programming language and the worldwide Ruby community. For example, we help with hosting rubygems.org.
And as for the board, I know that many of us know that there's a nonprofit, as Barrett just said, behind all of this, but there are very active individuals as well. So this is the Ruby Central board. This is a working board. So these individuals are not just present by name, they're actually present by action. And all of the individuals in this group here, all of them, help organize these events every single year. Some take RubyConf, others take RailsConf, but bottom line is they're all actively involved and they deserve a huge round of applause for the amount of tons of effort that they put into this event and the other events just like it.
We also want to say thank you again to the Ruby Central staff for your many hours of work that you put into making this conference so amazing.
And we have a special thank you to Abby today, as this will be her last conference with Ruby Central. She's been with us for 8 years and has been instrumental in making these conferences run. Abby, we appreciate you and we will miss you. We'll have a public announcement with more information on this tomorrow.
And it cannot go without mentioning the program committee. So this entire event is pretty significant. There is a lot of people that show up. And to get there, we have to really make sure that the talks that are curated really represent the community as a whole, based on the topics and the people that are involved. And this is the committee, all of which is volunteer, that participates in that. And so these 6 individuals have curated have reviewed the hundreds of proposals that have come in. They've gone through, they've worked with the speakers to kind of refine certain aspects of them if that's necessary or asked of them. And then they help put the program itself together. So again, these 6 are just a small segment, but a big, hugely important part of what makes all of these conferences a very big deal. And so I need to give them, and we should all give them, a huge round of applause for the work that they put in.
And thank you to our ambassadors. You've all done a really great job helping make RubyConf feel inviting and welcoming in the true Ruby spirit.
Yes, thank you. And thank you to our MC, Adam, for being, with maybe the exception of a couple of moments here just a few minutes ago, for being the most amazing MC ever. Check out softwareresidency.com for more information on the work that one of Adam's groups does to help place junior and mid-level developers.
And last but not least, I cannot take such a pleasant compliment, such a polite compliment without acknowledging two of the individuals that are not only on the board, you probably saw their faces there, but are helping drive the program committee as well. So our program chairs are Barrett and Allison. Huge thanks to both of you. Again, they set the tone and direction for what this year is going to look like. So not only is the program committee and the Ruby Central board actively involved, and then of course all of you as participants, but they're the ones that are really steering the direction of the event this year. So huge round of applause to both of you. I am very lucky to call you both my friends. So deep and heartfelt thank you to both of you as well.
All right, and more thank yous. Thank you to Tribal Gatherings for helping us with the hallway track.
Thank you to our sponsors. Our diamond sponsor is Braintree.
And our gold sponsors, Engine Yard and Scout APM.
And our silver sponsors, Cedar Code, Michelada.io, and Cover My Meds.
And finally, our scholarship program and engagement session sponsors are Vonage, TaxJar, ActBlue, AWS, Shopify, and DN Simple. Thank you all so much for your support. We could not have done this program, this conference, without your generosity. Thank you.
Now, speaking of someone that we absolutely could not have done this conference without, and that is you, my friends, you and you and you and you. It is very, very true. This conference is entirely made up by the community, from all the individuals we've gone over to the sponsors and the role that they've been helping play, and yourselves. All of that included is a big part of what makes this whole community something to be a part of. And so the fact that you've been so engaged, you've dealt with all of the insanity I've thrown at you. You've been patient when there's been technical challenges or pauses in the program. You have been a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful part of this. And I cannot tell you enough how much I appreciate you and how much I care for this community. And I want to thank you truly. We want to thank you from the bottom of our heart for being such an awesome, awesome part of what makes Ruby so great and so strong.
Thank you.
Keep an eye out for an email from us after the conference. There will be a link to give us some feedback on the conference. So please, please, please fill out the RubyConf survey.
And I've seen this question asked a few times in Slack. When will things be available? For how long will they be available? So here we go. Talks will be available in Crowdcast to you, registered participants, until we put them live for the public. The conference Slack and job board will be open for the next few weeks, but we will shut those down shortly. We'll give a 1 week left message or something like that in the public channels in Slack when we're getting close to that point. So go to _RC_social media to connect and keep the conversations going. Go to _RC_jobs for more information on that job board.
All right, so one of the two big announcements is we've got, of course, Ruby Central organizes both RailsConf and RubyConf and RailsConf, and this coming spring we're going to be doing RailsConf just like we did, or very similar to how we did RubyConf. So it's going to be virtual as well. Now, I'm actually really excited by this. if you remember the numbers from the beginning, there were 40 different countries represented, and there were a huge amount of first-time attendees. And I really do believe that a lot of that comes down to the accessibility of a virtual conference and what this RubyConf has been able to offer. So I'm really excited for the fact that RailsConf is going to be off the charts big as far as just the opportunity for attendees from around the globe, from all different experience levels, to be able to come together for that. Not to mention, it's going to mean that we also can continue to have incredible speakers that can attend from Japan, from South America, from Europe, from Africa, from around the world. So again, RailsConf this coming year is going to be virtual, just like RubyConf was, with a few obviously tweaks to accommodate. And with that, let's talk about RubyConf for next year.
What?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I feel like I'm just exemplifying the home conf right now with the background noise. But for now, the part that everyone's been waiting for, and the reason that you're all here at closing announcements, next year's location is...
Anticipation's building. Oh, shoot. Okay.
Anticipation drums. Carrie's got it going. Drum
This is
roll.
on purpose.
Come on, let's get the drum rolls going.
Oh my goodness.
Drum rolls.
I mean, you know, technical. We made it so close to the end without everything falling apart.
I know.
Okay.
Hey! Denver.
The next year's location will hopefully be Denver. Hopefully.
No.
We're professionals at something.
All right. Thank you, everyone.
Yes, thank you so very much
for joining
Thank
us.
Thank you so much.
Yes, make sure to
Bye.
check out Slack. The Slack, remember, like Barrett said, Slack is going to stay open for a little while longer. Eventually, it will be closed down. So I'm going to say it and echo it again because this has happened a few different times. Do make sure that you follow the folks that you want to reconnect with. Really important, but do that in the next week or so that you can make sure that you stay connected. And otherwise, we will see you at RailsConf and if not, RubyConf of next year. Much
In
love to you all.
Denver.
Thank you.